Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my transfer plans for Game Week 16 and also how I'm currently getting on in Game Week 15. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment what players are you thinking of bringing in for Game Week 16, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, a pretty poor game week for me. I am currently on 32 points, which is a green arrow from like 24k to 18k, but I do only have 2 players left to play. I have no Newcastle defense. I don't have Anthony Gordon or anything like that, so I feel like it is probably going to be a red arrow unless Son scores 4 and Areola also saves a penalty or something like that, which I think is very unlikely. This is not the week where I believe that Areola will be the hero. I also only played with 10 players this week as well because Simicast was benched, Cash was benched, and Kabori got 0 points. So I basically only played with 10 players, which is also really unfortunate. But yeah, Gabriel getting 1. I mean, that Luton game was a bit mad. Anderson only getting 1 as well. I can't wait to get rid of Anderson. He's been an absolutely awful transfer. Brought him in on my Game Week 8 wildcard. I think he's had like 1 clean sheet in that game. Yeah, absolutely terrible transfer. I need to get rid of him as soon as possible. The same with Cash as well. Him being benched in that City game was a big eye-opener. So Anderson and Cash need to be out my squad ASAP. But unfortunately, Mbeumo also picked up an injury, and it has now been confirmed that he's going to be out for a few weeks, so he has to go. There is absolutely no point keeping him in the team. So yeah, Mbeumo did score a penalty before he did get taken off with the injury, which I was very happy about, so at least he gave me a little bit of a parting gift. But yeah, unfortunately I will now have to use a transfer on him. I'm just getting so unlucky with the transfers. Every single week it's just another injury, and so I just have to put out that fire, which is why I've got still like players like Anderson and Cash in the team, because every time I have enough transfers to get rid of them, I get a player injured, so I have to then get rid of them. But yeah, Mbeumo getting 6, Salah only getting 6 as well, did get taken off early for Nunes, so yeah, that was really annoying. Saka picking up 5 points. Really annoyed that he only got 5 points in a game where Arsenal scored 4 and he played 90 minutes. I cannot believe how unlucky I've been there with that. Son obviously still yet to play. He-Chan, an absolute hero. 10 points is a massive score from him this week. I cannot believe how much he's helped me out there. 5 points, the clean sheet, and 2 bonus. Absolute hero. I'm going to keep him for the Forest game, especially because of how bad we've been lately. I don't think we win that game against Wolves away. With how decimated we got against Fulham, it's just not looking likely. So yeah, probably keep him for 1 more week, maybe 2 against West Ham, and then think about getting rid of him. So yeah, that was the midfield, and then up top, Watkins got 1 point, got taken off early, also picked up a yellow card, and Haaland also picked up 2 as well. So yeah, the big captaincy shouts this week were not very good at all. I think a few people did go Son, and hopefully he does go big tonight. But yeah, that is how I'm currently finishing on, well, that's how I currently am at the moment for Game Week 15. So I do luckily have 2 free transfers in the bank, and I will of course be getting rid of Mbeumo this week. The player to bring in is obviously either Palmer or Gordon. I'm probably going to bring in Gordon this week, and then maybe a defender transfer as well, because I have to get rid of Cash and I have to get rid of Anderson. The defenders are a bit of a situation. So one way I could go is if I make the moves tonight, I just have enough money to get rid of Cash and Mbeumo for Palmer and Trippier. So that is a move that I'm definitely looking at, because I really think Trippier over the next few fixtures will go big. The only issue is Trippier is currently on 4 yellow cards, and with how my luck is going, I will bring him in tonight. If he doesn't get a yellow card in this game. If he gets a yellow card tonight and then obviously misses the Spurs game, then obviously that changes things. But if he doesn't get a yellow card tonight, and then obviously I bring him in for the Spurs game, he will then probably pick up a yellow card against Spurs and then he will miss one of the good fixtures. And I only just have enough money for that as well. So if I do that and I bring him in and he gets a yellow card and he can't play a fixture, that's going to be really unfortunate. I do have to make a defender transfer this week though, because I have Cash, who's not going to be playing, and I've got Anderson, who's got Liverpool at home. So I'm probably going to be obviously getting rid of Mbeumo for Gordon, and then it'll probably be Cash out for maybe Porro. I know that Porro has Newcastle at home, but he does have some really nice fixtures after that, and I think I want to get ahead of the curve And he's always got the potential of attacking return against Newcastle. I know they've been really good defensively, but Spurs have been also very good going forward and stuff. So I think it's probably going to be Porro. I do also want a Chelsea defender as well, and I also want a Newcastle defender too. So that's probably going to be something to do with my goalkeepers. I'm probably going to get rid of Areola at some point for maybe Sanchez, and then also just bring in like Lascelles or something for Newcastle. But then I'm also going to need to bring in Gordon for Heechan. So there's so many transfers that I need to make. There's literally 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 transfers that I need to make, and I've got 2 free transfers. So I'm probably gonna have to take a hit somewhere down the line. I probably can survive like 1 more week, maybe without Anthony Gordon. But it's getting to that time now where he just keeps hurting me every single week, and he could even go big tonight as well, and it could really hurt my rank. But I think I think there's probably going to be some price changes tonight, so I'll probably make a transfer tonight from Mbeumo out for Gordon. I don't think I'm going to for Palmer. I don't think I'm going to go the Trippier route, just simply because if he does pick up that yellow card, I've just wasted another transfer. Even though I really like his fixtures, I just don't see the point of bringing in a player with 4 yellow cards, because, you know, 1 more yellow card and they're out for a fixture. So yeah, it'll probably be a Mbeumo to Palmer tonight, and then I will have 1 free transfer going into tomorrow. Depending on obviously the games tonight, I might use both free transfers tonight. Maybe bring in Porro overnight as well. I'm gonna have a look if the prices are changing. But yeah, I think Palmer and Porro in this week for Mbeumo in cash. Probably keep Anderson instead of Cash. I know he's probably going to go down in price as well, but at least he is a playing player. You know, Cash is literally bench fodder right now, so I do have to get rid of him. So it'll be Palmer and Porro in for Anderson and Mbeumo. And then next week, I've got a lot of money in the bank once I make that move, because I'll be getting 1.7 mil from Mbeumo to Palmer. So I've got a lot of money to play around with. So I will be able to make some pretty nice moves and just make my team a little bit stronger. I think the template midfield is literally going to be Palmer, Gordon, Salah, Saka and Son. And that is just going to be what my midfield is, because it is just the way to play at this moment. Obviously, there are other options as well, like Foden could be a nice shout. But with the rotation risk and stuff like that, I just don't think it's worth it personally for me. So yeah, I'll be making those transfers maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. And then after that, either be bringing in a Newcastle defender or the Chelsea goalkeeper, maybe something like that. I just think Sanchez maybe is a little bit better, but then again, you could also bring in Dubravka and Colwill, and that would be less money. So I'll have to have a look at which Newcastle and Chelsea defender that I do want, because I feel like Colwill isn't 1000% nailed, whereas players like Lascelles aren't going to be soon when like Botman's back and stuff like that. So it's going to be an interesting decision who to bring in. But either way, that's what I'm currently on for game week 15, and they're my transfers for game week 16. Let's move on to the Kneejerk reactions for game week 16 though. Heechan, the most transferred in player so far. He did actually get a price rise. I hope he gets another couple price rises as well, especially if he does well against Forest. But I don't think Heechan is a transfer you bring in now at all. I think it's a terrible transfer. One, he's on 4 yellow cards, so obviously 1 more yellow card and, you know, he misses a game. And as well as that, he's got the Asia Cup or whatever cup's coming up. So he's going to be away for those fixtures as well. So he's not a transfer to bring in at all. If you're looking at an enabler midfielder, it's Gordon or Palmer, 1000%. Heechan is not a player I would bring in. Obviously, I have him. I'm not going to get rid of him. Like, if he picked up a yellow card last night, I would be absolutely in the bin right now, because I would have Heechan and Mbeumo not playing. So I probably would have had to bring in like Gordon and Palmer, and then obviously I would have had a massive problem in my defense. So yeah, Heechan, not the greatest player to bring in. Palmer being brought in by 71,000 managers, again, which is why I think he's going to have a price rise, which is why I think I'm going to transfer him in tonight for Mbeumo. And Mbeumo might even have a price drop as well. I'll have to see what the date is saying. But yeah, Palmer I think is a really nice transfer. The fixtures are really good coming up for Palmer, and this is why I want to bring in like a defender as well as a midfielder, because like I say, the fixtures are just so good. So yeah, Palmer is a player I'm definitely going to be bringing in. Trent, I would love in my team so much, but obviously he's just so expensive, like 8 mil. You're going to have to sacrifice somebody, whether that be Son, Saka, Haaland, something like that. And I just don't think it's really worth it. I mean, they've got some tough fixtures coming up as well, like United, Arsenal. From a defensive standpoint, that's not the easiest fixture, so I'm okay not having him. And then Dubravka also being brought in by over 50,000 managers. Yeah, it depends how he goes tonight, to be fair. Obviously, this is why I want a Newcastle defender and Gordon for the run of fixtures. Like, Fulham, Luton and Forest are obviously really nice fixtures. Again, Liverpool and City's tough. But even after that, they've got some nice fixtures. But yeah, I think it's worth having a Newcastle defender. And yeah, I'm probably either going to be bringing in Dubravka, the goalkeeper, or Lascelles, or something like that. And then Kuna as well, also being brought in by a lot of managers. Yeah, he just keeps getting attacking returns. He's a little bit like a Douglas Luiz, where he just keeps bringing in points. Did get an attacking return, assisting Hee-Chan's goal. So yeah, it could be a nice option. I still think Gordon and Palmer are the better options around that price point, but you know, if you want to go to Kuna for a little bit of a differential, then obviously, why not? Pope being heavily transferred out obviously makes complete sense. He's out for months, so yeah, don't really need to talk about that. Doku also being transferred out by a lot of managers. I don't think he's actually that bad, and they do have some nice fixtures coming up. I don't think it's worth getting rid of him, really, if you can bench him. The blank obviously is a bit unfortunate. I mean, it might be worth getting rid of him if there's no confirmation of a double game week coming up soon, but from a fixture standpoint, obviously City have got some really nice fixtures, just that blank in game week 18, which is not ideal. Cash also being transferred out by a lot of managers. Again, this is another reason why I might have to just act tonight and get rid of him, because he might be getting another price drop, and I just want him out of my team. You know, he's just not even part of the starting 11 anymore. And Bumo also heavily transferred out this week again, which is why I may have to act quick. Obviously got that got the blank as well in 18, so yeah, I mean, it's Sheffield United away. It would have been a nice fixture to have him for, but it is what it is. It just happens, so I'm just gonna have to get rid of him. I don't think the price drop actually affects me because I bought him for 7, but I need to get rid of him anyway because I'm going to be bringing in Palmer regardless. So he's there. And then also finishing things off, Anderson also, like I say, being transferred out by a lot of managers. A price drop doesn't affect me because I already lost the 0.1 when he went from 5.2 to 5.1. But when he goes to 5 mil, like I'll still be selling him for 4.9, so it's not even a problem really. So I can survive within one more game week. But yeah, I cannot wait to get rid of him. Look at this, bro. Look at these points, man. Absolutely ridiculous. 1, 2, 1, 1. Like, get him out of my team. Just get him out of my team. So yeah, that is where I'm currently sat for game week 15. I'm not looking forward to the games tonight. I feel like Newcastle's really going to hurt my rank, especially the defense. I really need Everton to score. And yeah, probably going to be in my transfers tonight as well. But either way, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, drop a like down below. Leave a comment. What transfers are you thinking of making for game week 16? Subscribe if you're brand new. Team selection will be tomorrow. And then that will wrap things up for the game week 16 content. But either way, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, peace.